And good morning, Man Hour Nation. Michael Buckeye here with the Man Hour NFL Talk. We got to talk a little bit about Dak Prescott. What is going on in the Big D? We're going through divorce, I think, and it is in Dallas. We're going through the Big D. It is divorce in Dallas. What? We got a little bit of factor crap. Are the Jets and Robert Saleh officially on the hot seat? NFL new kickoff rules. We got some Christmas Day games. We got a lot of stuff happening in the NFL. Of course, we got the draft exactly 1 month away. But first. And now, Mike's thoughts. The NFL has officially been kind of moving forward with the whole Tom Brady ownership into the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, there is no voting this week of whether if Tom Brady can become an owner of the Raiders or not yet. But Roger Goodell says, and quote, says this is not a delay. This is just a part of the process. If you guys do not know, Tom Brady wants to buy a minority stake into the Las Vegas Raiders. Last season, they said, hey, no, not going to happen. The Raiders were not valuing their company at a large enough rate, so therefore Tom Brady basically had to put more money into it. This week was the owners' meeting, rule change meeting, and no vote has come to fruition yet. It will, however, happen in May. Or they should, as Roger Goodell says, they will reconvene in May about this Tom Brady ownership process of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, as you guys know, they need at least 24 owners to approve the sale of the ownership to Tom Brady. So when we look at the Las Vegas Raiders, guys, Mark Davis, Al Davis, they've been kind of the black sheep of the NFL for a very, very long time. Ever since Al Davis basically stuck it to the old commissioner, was it Paul Pagladue back in the day, the Raiders have kind of had the X on their chest. Like, hey, America's most wanted right there. We hate these guys. Now, I wonder if Tom Brady does become kind of a minority, or if he does become a minority stake of the Las Vegas Raiders, does the change of the Las Vegas Raiders change a little bit? Does the view of the Las Vegas Raiders all of a sudden, like, hey, maybe, just maybe, they're not so bad after all? If you are a Raiders fan, you are praying that Tom Brady comes and saves your franchise. You are praying that Tom Brady buys a minority stake into this company, and pray that the owners approve it. Because a poster child like Tom Brady, a minority stake of the Las Vegas Raiders, it's pretty good. Pretty good. But I wonder how that would affect his TV deal. Kind of a conflict of interest, right? You can't be talking down about other teams when you're owner of said other team, right? I wonder how that would play out. But there has no been vote. There has been very little movement moving forward, but it is still moving forward. It is not a delay. It's part of the process, as Roger Goodell says. They will reconvene in May and hopefully vote on this, and the whole Tom Brady Raiders ownership saga will be put to rest. But cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? Let's go.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckeye with the Man Hour. Be sure to head over to NFLtoday.co. Check out that website. Check out the score. Check out the stats. All the stuff that we have over there. We got blogs. We got fresh new merch over there. We got the blue hoodies out. But speaking of merch, guys, it is still a sign up. There's still time to sign up to become a Pigskin Pundit to get your second quarter merch. If you want to become a part of the Man Hour Pigskin Pundits, click on the link in the description below. Become a subscriber, support the show, and you get your free merch in the mail. Along with your Pigskin Pundit, you get film breakdown, you get some after show footage. You also get a chance to vote of what is going on, what the future of the Man Hour is going to look like. But, guys, this is a live, interactive show. Comments are encouraged. Talk your shit in the comments below, but ready to defend yourself like old Paul had to do yesterday. Mr. Paul want to call me a clown? I came at him. He just disappeared like a thief in the night. But let's go ahead and jump into the comments below. We got some people popping in. We got my man Jim Powell. Speaking of a Pigskin Pundit, the founding member of the Pigskin Pundit, Mr. Jim Powell, says some of us don't want Tom Brady around. We don't want no Tom Brady in Vegas. I guess you don't want to win, Jim. You don't want to bring a winner in like in a town. We understand. We understand you guys like your your bias over there, I guess. Tuck rule, hashtag bitch ass QB. Oh, Jimmy. Simmer down now. You guys wouldn't have won the Super Bowl anyways, but yeah, the Tuck rule was kind of a BS. We got Caroline in the chat this morning. She says, good morning, Man Hour Nation. What's up, Caroline? Hope you're having a grand old day. Love our interaction over there. We've been talking a lot offline about some contracts that have been happening. L'Jarius Sneed obviously signed like that, was it $80 million deal with the Titans? Sheesh. James is in the chat, says this could go a long way into proving Brady had a lot more to do with the Patriots' success than Belichick. Worst successful coach in the NFL history. James with the shots fired this morning. Come out shooting, James. James says Bill Belichick, only reason why he was successful was for Tom Brady. The only reason. Tom Brady taught players how to play, coached them. Bill Belichick was there just as a front man. Just as a front man. That's all he was. And then, of course, we got some more good mornings. And then Arthur Brown says, shout out to my new home in Brewer, Kentucky. Still fins up, baby. Man, my man Arthur Brown's in Kentucky. Let's go, baby. Welcome home. Welcome home to Kentucky. I live close to Kentucky. I will never live in Kentucky. That's a trash-ass state. I'm kidding. But I do work in Kentucky every day. I'm in Kentucky right now. Let's just be honest. I'm in Kentucky right now. But it is what it is. But welcome to your new home, Arthur Brown. We're all going to have to meet up sometime. Maybe meet up in Louisville, get some pizza. I don't know where Brew's at by any stretch of the imagination, but glad you got a new home and you're settled in, and it is what it is. Caroline says, is it just me or are the comments not showing up on my end? I think it's just you. Or maybe you are on a share because on Facebook, I share to all of our groups. Maybe you are just shared on the group and you're actually not on the actual Man Hour page. If you go to the actual Man Hour page and click on it, you'll see Jim in there. You'll see James, Arthur Brown, James with the fins up. And then you'll see, of course, my man Wayne G in there. Wayne G, what's up? Good morning to Wayne G, the biggest Patriots fan. Well, are you a Patriots fan still, Wayne G? Are you going to pull a Hoffy and jump teams? But people forget that Brady was Brock Purdy his first few years. Straight up game manager writing Belichick's defense. Ooh. Talk about shots fired there. There we go. The man, the myth, the legend himself has spoken. Not only was Tom Brady a game manager, he straight up wrote Bill Belichick's defense. So success does come in multiple ways. Obviously, defense wins championships, but obviously when you score some points, you win some championships as well. Casey says, comments are not showing up for me either. Like I said, guys, maybe you are in a shared, like you are a part of Casey, aren't you part of the AFC West group? Maybe it's been shared there and you're in that group. I'm not for sure. Unfortunately, the only thing I can recommend is go to facebook.com/manhour NFL talk. Bada bing, bada boom. Right there's a live. Is question is anybody else, is Wayne having a problem with the chat? Because I know Wayne's probably on the man hour page there. But guys, we do got a great first show to line up here today. We do got a little bit of factor crap. We are going to talk about the New York Jets and how they've added a lot of veteran pieces to that mix-up. We're going to dive deep into the new kickoff rule. Christmas Day football is now upon us. They got 2 games that are going to happen on Wednesday on Christmas Day. But the first thing I want to talk about is our March Madness quarterback battle Sweet 16 matchup. There is 1 day left to vote on this beautiful bracket of ours that we've had. This is the second round, but we have a matchup like the 5th seeded Baker Mayfield take on number 1 seed Matthew Stafford. Who do you think is going to have a better NFL season? Head over to Man Hour, or head over to facebook.com/Man Hour NFL Talk, and bada bing, bada boom, you can vote that 5-1 seed matchup. And then the next one, we got 2 versus 3. We got Kyler Murray taking on Lamar Jackson. Let's see who is winning that one right now. And it looks like Lamar Jackson is definitely pulling away with the 40 to 4 vote there. I usually add the laughy like emoji face into the wow, because they're kind of the same. Lamar Jackson looks like he's running away with that one. Then you got Jared Goff versus Aaron Rodgers. This has been one of the most intriguing matchups that we've had. I think, because is Aaron Rodgers going to be healthy? Is Jared Goff going to perform again? And many people are leaning toward Jared Goff right now. We're 45 to 18 ranked there. But guys, there's still time to vote in our Sweet 16 quarterback March Madness. Voting ends Thursday morning. Then, of course, you got Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud. Let's see who is leading that one. We got C.J. Stroud leading that one as of right now. Still, like I said, still time to vote. Then we got 3-seeded Joe Burrow taking on 2-seed Justin Herbert. This one, I've seen a lot of debates on this one. And right now, Joe Burrow is leading about a 2-1 rate here. Joe Burrow should have a nice little bounce back season. We will see. Next matchup that we have, there we go. We have Kirk Cousins taking on Josh Allen. What we got right now? Right now, we're thinking Josh Allen's going to have a better season than Kirk Cousins. This is the upset. 7 seed Deshaun Watson did upset Dak Prescott in the first round, taking on Trevor Lawrence. People are either loving Deshaun Watson or they're hating Deshaun Watson. And right now, people thinking Trevor Lawrence is going to have a better season than Deshaun Watson. Like I said, guys, there's still time to vote. Then we got the 5 seed, Jalen Hurts taking on Patrick Mahomes. Let's see what we got here. It looks like Patrick Mahomes is running away with that one, about a 1-3 ratio there. John People thinks Jalen Hurts is going to have a better season right there off the bat. Same with WB Ant. Y'all love you some Jalen Hurts. You think Jalen Hurts is going to have a better season. But guys, like I said, there is still time to vote. Still time to jump into the quarterback March Madness thing. Once those points are tallied, we'll advance on to the Elite Eight. That will go until the voting for that will go until Monday, and then obviously the Final Four, and then championship range. Wayne G says, I don't see comments on the page either. I'm on the Man Hour page. I don't know. James Chamberlain says Chiefs are going to sign Xavier Woods to replace Snead. Mark it down. Didn't the reason why the Dolphins did not sign Howard was because he wanted so much freaking money? I mean, and basically the Chiefs let Snead walk for what, a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Honestly, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs right now, I am going to go after Caroline's person here, and I am going to get me some Justin Simmons. I think Justin Simmons would be a good fit, or the Colts 27-year-old Blackman. Is it Justin Blackman? I would go after one of those free agents if I'm the Chiefs, but also the Chiefs have been drafting very, very good the last couple seasons, James. The Chiefs have been nailing the draft, right? That is how they got Snead. That is how they got basically all their secondary has all been draft picks. And unfortunately, when you draft so well and they perform so well, turnover is going to happen in the end. Caroline says, I want the Chiefs to take Justin Simmons. It would be nice. It would be nice. James also says he was owed money by the Dolphins. He'll sign for less to for a place like Kansas City. James also said Hurts stats are going to be dropped because of Saquon Barkley. I hope so. As a Cowboys fan, I kind of hope so. I don't know. Casey Morgan says Kansas City is going to go after an O-line in the first round of the draft, as they should. The left tackle was terrible last season. Jawan Taylor was terrible last season. Mr. I'm going to line 3 yards up in the backfield and hopefully never get called, but we digress from that. But the title segment of today's show, guys, is about the one and only Dak freaking Prescott. During the owners' meeting / rules meeting this week, Jerry Jones met with media and they spoke about Dak Prescott, basically saying that Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys have mutually agreed that they are not going to talk contract extension anytime soon, basically giving Dak free reins to become a free agent in 2025. Why do I say that? Because Dak has a no trade clause in his contract and a no franchise tag in his contract as well. So once the 2024 season ends, Dak Prescott is officially going to be a free agent. Jerry Jones said, and I quote, "The contract is what it is, and we are locked and loaded for this season. 2024 is our season." Now, when you hear something like that, that tells you that maybe there's a little bit of a ripple effect happening in Dallas. Maybe there's a changing of the guard in Dallas. Maybe there is a time and a place for the Dallas Cowboys, and they said, you know what? We've been good for so long, but not great. Now it is time to blow up the ship. Here's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott the last, 5 years, right? They have been a really, really good regular season team. They get to the playoffs, and then they lose in the wild card. They lose in the divisional round. When you do that, that gives you a not very favorable draft pick in the first round of the NFL draft. You're getting like 20 and beyond. Now, the Dallas Cowboys have been drafting very, very well with the 20 and beyond picks, but they aren't improving into great status. And they're not getting worse because they still got Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think finally, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, maybe Mike McCarthy have been in each other's ears and be like, hey, either we need to make a big splash with a quarterback or we just need a tank in 2025. What is it going to be? But after I got to thinking about this, I sat down when I was taking the notes for the show, preparing for the show this morning, looking up Dak Prescott's stats, looking through his past film, all all this stuff. Guys, Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Dak Prescott is a very, very good quarterback. The reason why Dak Prescott gets so much hate is because he's a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Put Dak Prescott in any other team, and people are praising this guy, probably. They are saying that he is a top 5 quarterback in this league. They are saying that he is great. He is elite. But the fact that he is on the Cowboys and can't get past the divisional round, he's trash. He's this. It's time to move on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Most other teams would love to have that right now. Miami Dolphins, you guys would love to win a wild card game, right? New York Jets, you would love to win a wild card game and go to the playoffs year after year, year after year. Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota Vikings, you could put them in there too. But if Dak Prescott becomes a free agent in 2025, what do you guys think would be a good fit for Dak? Would a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers be a good fit for Dak Prescott? Yes, I know they got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. But Russell Wilson's going to be 38 years old in the year 2025. Justin Fields may not be that guy. Dak Prescott might be a great fit in Pittsburgh. Geno Smith, really good game-managing quarterback. Kind of a discount, right? You're getting him for $10, $12 million in Seattle for this last season. Maybe Dak Prescott to the Seattle Seahawks makes sense. How about this? Dak Prescott to the Minnesota Vikings. Like that? Do you like that? As Kirk Cousins says. Dak Prescott to the Detroit Lions makes sense too. Jared Goff is going to be wanting a big, big payday. Hendon Hooker, you don't know what he is. We know that he's old, like 29 years old. The Jets are going to need a quarterback. The Patriots are going to need a quarterback. So guys, let me ask you this question in the comments below. If Dak becomes a free agent in 2025, what team makes sense? Throw out a team name and let's discuss it. Let's discuss it. Wayne G says Trey Lance must be looking really, really good in practice. That's kind of what I was thinking, right? Because obviously the Cowboys traded for Trey Lance, last season, right? Was it last season or 2 seasons ago? Either way, they gave a 4th round draft pick for Trey Lance. If you guys remember, the 49ers moved up in the draft to get Trey Lance. The Cowboys get Trey Lance on the 4th round pick. Dak Prescott's expiring contract. You got Trey Lance for cheap. Maybe Trey Lance is looking really good in practice. Or maybe the Dallas Cowboys are looking to draft a quarterback in this year's draft. Maybe the Cowboys are looking to draft a Spencer Rattler. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys are looking to draft a Bo Nix. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys are looking to draft move up in the draft and get a Jaden Daniels. Or biggest follower so far is Drake May. I've seen latest mock drafts of having going to 11 to the Vikings. Maybe the Cowboys jump up and get a quarterback this season. I don't know. Casey Morgan says Dak isn't a postseason quarterback. If they want a good chance to go for it, they better off getting a new QB for less to strengthen everything else. So Casey says do away with draft, do away with a Dak, and then draft yourself a rookie. Or maybe is the better quarterback already on the roster? Maybe Wayne G is right. Maybe it is a Trey Lance. Or how about this? Aaron Rodgers is going to be a free agent next year. Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers did win a Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys do have a lot of pieces in place to win a Super Bowl. Maybe that trade happens. Maybe a midseason trade for Aaron Rodgers to Dak Prescott happens. Straight up. Hey, you give us Aaron Rodgers, we'll give you Dak Prescott. We win your Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers then flies off into the sunset and maybe signs a 1-year deal with us. I don't know. Jim Powell says, now we know how Mark Davis will F this up. Dak will be a Raider and lose like Garoppolo. So Jim thinks Tom Brady and Mr. Mark Davis is going to go after Dak Prescott in 2025. Listen, Dak Prescott to the Raiders kind of makes sense too. If the Raiders don't move up and draft a quarterback, or they get a quarterback that isn't their guy, I could see it. Wayne G says, I don't think the Raiders take a quarterback in the draft. Dak to Vegas in 2025. Uh-oh. We're getting some momentum. Dak Prescott to the Las Vegas Raiders. Uh-oh. Slow it down, baby. Casey says, if Dak hits free agents, he will either go to Minnesota or Denver. See, this is the problem with those two teams. Now, I think Dak Prescott on the Minnesota Vikings is a perfect fit. It would be amazing, right? But this year, I think the Denver Broncos and the Minnesota Vikings are both going to draft quarterbacks. Now, Wayne G is our resident draft expert over there at NFL Experts. They air every Thursday at 7 p.m. on the NFL Experts podcast over there. And Wayne, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you have Denver and Minnesota both drafting quarterbacks. Do you use, I was going to say waste, but use a draft pick on a quarterback this year if you're the Vikings and Denver, if you know next year you want to go after Dak Prescott? I think this year's draft will show will show everybody what teams are thinking, right? If a team like the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos or the Raiders do not draft a quarterback, they're probably in the sweepstakes for Dak Prescott for 2025. Now, are you banking on Jerry Jones's love for Dak Prescott falling to the wayside? Are you banking on the popularity of Dak Prescott going to the wayside for Jerry Jones? Because at the end, Dak Prescott makes the Dallas Cowboys a lot of money. We're talking about Dak Prescott here on the last week of March because of a potentially being a free agent in 2025. James says Jones traded for Lance solely for the 9 hours playbook. Oh, for the 49ers playbook. You think that is so, James? You think that Jerry Jones is trying to manipulate Trey Lance of giving the 49ers the playbook? I mean, if that were the case, wouldn't they have done that before the game? Well, no, the trade did happen before the 49ers game, didn't it? Maybe you're onto something. I don't know. Conspiracy theorist right there. 101. James got it. Caroline says Dak can go anywhere but to Denver. He can go anywhere but to Denver. But I would like to see him with a team that really hasn't done good and makes them better. So Caroline wants to see Dak go to a shitty team. Caroline wants to see Dak go to the Jets, go to the Giants, go to the Commanders, go to the Cardinals, go to a team that hasn't performed, and Dak elevates their play and gets them into the playoffs. Would that solidify Dak's greatness in the NFL? If Dak Prescott goes to, let's say, the New York Jets midseason. Let's play hypothetically here, what if, right? Wayne G's favorite word, what if? What if somehow, some way, Jerry Jones convinced Dak Prescott to take a trade to the New York Jets for Aaron Rodgers? They flip-flop spots. The Jets are just doing shitty. They're, I don't know, 2-5, 1-4 type of situation. Dak Prescott goes in there and somehow they make a run and make a playoff run. Would people then start to talk about Dak Prescott at that elite level? I mean, I think you would have to, right? In my eyes right now, it's Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, probably Matthew Stafford, and then Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He's really, really good. Numbers don't lie. You can say, oh, he pads his stats against bad teams. Look at the stats last year. He was consistent week in and week out. He had 2 bad games. One versus the 49ers, one against the Buffalo Bills. Happened to be on primetime TV. Happened to be against good teams. It is what it is. Wayne, correct me if I'm wrong. Buck. He don't have that kind of time. Listen here, Jimmy boy. I'm always right. Wayne just has the knowledge. Wayne has the facts. I have the opinionated facts. Wayne has the facts. So if you want facts, go over to the NFL experts. Wayne G says Vikings are trading up into the top 5 pick for the quarterback. Broncos still paying Russell Wilson $42.5 million next season. They're out on Dak. There you go. No Vikings, no Broncos for Dak Prescott per Wayne G. Casey Morgan says they are out for a couple years. They traded their life for Russell Wilson and they got beans. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos. Is that the worst trade in NFL history? Like, legitimately, is that the worst trade in NFL history? You gave up what, like 3? No, it was 5 total picks, right? Plus, was it Drew Lock and Noah Fant? All you got in return was Russell Wilson and a receiver that's no longer on the team, and you get 10 wins out of it. That's tough. That is tough, baby. But guys, it is Wednesday, March 27th, 10:30 here on the East Coast, 9:30 Central Time. Wherever you guys are listening to us, be sure to drop a like and share this with a couple friends as well. Sharing is caring at the end of the day, and we like to care about everybody. ELE, everybody love everybody. But here on Wednesdays, we like to do a little segment called Fact or Crap. We've been scouring the old interwebs. We've been pulling out some feelers. We've been watching some other shows, listening to shows like Wayne G. And I want to bring out a statement, and I want you guys to play along in the comments below. This is a live interactive show. And we're going to determine if the statement is indeed a fact, I agree with it, or if it is a crap, that is hogwash, that is stupid, get that out of here. So guys, play along with the comments below. Fact or Crap Wednesday is here, and we are going to start with the one and only New York Football Jets. The Jets, yes. The Jets have made some pretty good offseason moves. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is coming back from the Achilles injury. They signed 3 offensive linemen to protect his old ass. They also signed a receiver, and they've re-signed some key parts of their defense as well. Right now, the New York Jets seem to be loading up for a Super Bowl or bust type of season. However, they are pretty old, but on paper, they're going to be pretty good. So we got to ask this question. Is it fact or is it crap if the Jets do not make the AFC Championship / the Super Bowl? Robert Saleh gets fired. So Robert Saleh is entering his 4th year as the New York Football Jets coach. His first year was 2021. He went 4-13. Ouch. Ouch. Following season, he went 7-10. And last year, somehow, some way, they went 7-10 as well, despite losing Aaron Rodgers and their running backs, and they were an injury-prone team last season. Aaron Rodgers is on the final year of his contract with the Jets. Like I said, they did add some veteran old linemen, and of course, Zach Wilson is the youngest player on the team, and nobody wants even to trade for him. So, fact or crap, if the Jets do not make the AFC Championship game, Robert Saleh gets fired. Guys, this is a fact. This is a fact. This is not based on bringing Aaron Rodgers in. This is not based on the team that they are building. This is based on the performance of the last 3 years. The owner, Woody Johnson, basically said, hey, we need to do some stuff different. We need to figure something out. 4-13, 7-10, 7-10. It's not cutting it as an NFL head coach. Now, there are some teams, some franchises that will kind of let it play out. They see, hey, first year you were 4-13. Second year, 3-game improvement. Last season, we didn't improve, but we didn't get worse either. Also, we had a huge injury bug that hit the whole team. Guys, this is a fact. Robert Saleh has to have a winning season this year. Robert Saleh has to win a playoff game or 2 to keep his job. There is no hotter seat in the NFL right now than Robert Saleh. Last year, he got a pass because Aaron Rodgers went down 4 plays into the season. If Aaron Rodgers would have played the whole season and they finished 7-10 still, he would have been gone. This is a fact. He has to win right now. Has to win right now. Casey says it is a fact. Robert Saleh has to win, has to at least make it to the AFC Championship game. Now, let's say Robert Saleh is a 9-8 coach this season. They sneak into the wild card. They play, let's just throw some teams out there. They play the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round. They play a divisional game. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And then they make it to the championship game. They lose that championship game. Robert Saleh's job's safe. Now, on the other hand, if they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers and then they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, a bad loss, 60-6, something stupid, he is gone. Wayne G says, fact! Saleh got a pass last year because of Aaron Rodgers' injuries. No free pass in 2024. No free passes no more. No more, no more, no more. Caroline says fact as well. Arthur Brown says fact. Everybody's agreeing Robert Saleh is on the hot seat. Jim Powell says fact. All of his eggs are in a diluted aging sack. This is true. Now, I know you're trying to be funny and facetious or whatever that like that word is, but Zach Wilson is the youngest player on that team right now. You added 3 linemen over the age of 35. Aaron Rodgers is what, 40? You added a Mike Williams, right? You are a very, very old team, seasoned team. You are no longer wet behind the ears. You have those flakes behind your ears. It is time to win now. James puts the caveat in there. If they stay healthy, it is a fact. So James thinks 2024, if the injury bug bites up, Robert Saleh gets another pass. Wayne G is a complete opposite. Wayne G says no free passes this season. So James, let me ask you this question. What type of injury warrants you a free pass? Is it another quarterback injury? If Aaron Rodgers goes down again, is that a free pass injury? If let's say Mike Williams goes down, is that a free pass injury? If Sauce Gardner goes down, is that a free pass injury? What player is that free pass injury? Is it your starting quarterback? Is it your starting running back? Is it your number 1 receiver in Garrett? What is the free pass? Because I don't think you have a free pass period. Because let's say Aaron Rodgers does go down. You have a very capable backup quarterback in Tyrod Taylor right now. Tyrod Taylor should be a starter in the NFL somewhere, but for whatever reason, he's just getting these 1-year deals here, 2-year deal here. He's been a journeyman backup. Tyrod Taylor's a very, very good quarterback. But then James also follows up with the fact that Sean Dermott is the hottest seat in the NFL in Buffalo. He actually said Buffalo. Buffalo. Boo those Buffaloes. Buffalo Bills are on a hot seat, I think, somewhat. If they miss the playoffs, he is probably out. Make the playoffs, I think he's fine. Caroline says, I can agree with you. He will need to be. I can agree with that. He will be. I think Buffalo needs a new head coach, basically says Caroline. Casey also follows up with the comment here. Says, this year is a do or die for him. No more free passes. So the 8 or 9 people that said facts, everybody thinks Robert Saleh is on the hot seat. Robert Saleh has to make it to the playoffs, has to win up 2 playoff games minimum, a wild card and a divisional game. Now, if you win the division and then lose the divisional round game, definitely out of town then, right? James, with the injury thing here, he says, basically, let's scroll back up here. James said, Robert Saleh is on the hot seat if they stay healthy. I asked what injuries is saving grace, right? And he says it's going to take multiple injuries to get the pass. So multiple injuries, like Breece Hall goes down, Aaron Rodgers goes down, and let's say Sauce Gardner goes down, then he might get a pass, right? Wayne G says the Jets will have a new QB next season, maybe a rookie. They'll want a new coach too, unless Saleh shows he can win. That is a great point, Wayne G. Because the Jets are sitting at 6th overall pick, I want to say. I think they are in the top 10 for sure. I need to write down the draft orders. But it would not shock me one bit if the Jets do draft a quarterback this season, right? They want Zach Wilson out of out of town. Obviously, they're trying to trade for him. There's been no trade talks whatsoever. After the draft, Zach Wilson might be traded somewhere somehow, or just flat out released /cut. But I do think the Jets do draft a quarterback. whether it's the first round, whether it's the second round, somewhere they are going to find maybe a needle in the haystack, a diamond in the rough per se, and they're going to draft a quarterback. He's going to sit behind Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is going to mature that guy. Spencer Rattler, would be great in New York. Oh my God. But yeah. When you get, but then, so when I'm thinking out loud here, let's say the Jets do draft a quarterback, which I think they will. You have Robert Saleh as the head coach. Robert Saleh then gets fired. Therefore, Nathaniel Hackett will probably get fired. Aaron Rodgers is probably out of town. So therefore, you have a second-year quarterback at this point in time, new offensive playbook, new head coach, a head coach that did not draft said quarterback. That might set the Jets franchise back 3 years again. Because when you bring in a head coach, new offensive coordinator, probably new general manager at that point, you want to draft your quarterback. That's why Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears were so adamant of moving on from Justin Fields. They want to bring in their quarterback. There's a reason why when DeMeco Ryans went to Houston, the second overall pick was their quarterback, C.J. Stroud, right? You see it all the time. New head coaches, rookie head coaches, etc., they want to draft a quarterback. They want to draft their guy. Indianapolis Colts head coach brought in Anthony Richardson, right? Kyle Shanahan brought in Trey Lance. They want their guys. Casey says nobody wants Zach Wilson. Nobody wants Zach Wilson. What? Come on, man. Somebody's got to want Zach Wilson, right? Let's move on to the next factor crap. The NFL has officially changed the kickoff rule. It was about 20 minutes before we were about to go live yesterday. The rule had been voted on. The rule had been passed. I had not had time to really dissect and understand the new kickoff rule change. But now that I've had time to dissect it, let's talk about it. Many fans are upset. I was scrolling through my Facebook timeline, and I follow a lot of other personalities that talk sports, right? And many of them are upset. They're upset about this kickoff rule change. They are upset about the fact that, it is changing the game too much. They're going to take away the kickoff. We might as well just put flags on it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So before we get into this factor crap, let me give you some facts about the new kickoff rule, right? So here's how the kickoff is going to work. The kicking team will kick off from the 35-yard line just like they do now. The kicker will stand solo back there and kick the ball to the receiving team. The 10 other players on the kickoff team will line up on the opposing team's 40-yard line. So roughly about 20 yards from the receiver. At least 9 players on the receiving team must line up between the 35 and the 30 to block said teammates. They can have only 2 receivers, but must have at least 1 receiver in the landing zone for the receiving team. Players cannot move until the ball is caught or it hits the ground in the landing zone. The landing zone, which is where the kickers are trying to kick the ball, is between the 20 and the goal line of the receiving team. Now, here are some other facts about the kickoff here. Any kick that is in the landing zone must be returned. So there are no fair catches, no taking of like knees. If the ball is caught in the landing zone, it must be returned. Now, if the ball does land in the landing zone, as in it hits the ground and then it goes into the end zone, it is then deemed a touchback and the ball is placed at the 20-yard line. If the ball fails to reach the landing zone, the 20-yard line in the air, the offense will then get the ball at the 40-yard line. If the ball goes into the end zone in the air, the team can return it or kneel it, but if they decide to kneel it, it is a touchback and they get the ball at the 30-yard line. Like I said, there are no fair catches, no onside kicks until the fourth quarter. You must be losing. No surprise on onside kicks, and the landing zones do not change. So if there's a 15-yard penalty assessed at the end of a play, at the end of a PAT, the landing zone is still from the 20 into the 0. So with that being said, guys, is this a fact or is it a crap that the NFL kickoff rule is good for the NFL? When I first got diving into this kickoff rule, I'm like, man, there are a lot of unanswered questions. There are going to be a lot of what-if scenarios, right? Because at the end of the game, when you just scored a touchdown, you go up by, 4. There's 10 seconds left. What do you normally do? You dribble the ball down the field, let it bounce around, let the time run off the clock, yada, yada, yada. It's the end of the game. This is going to make the end of the games a hell of a lot more exciting. This is going to make the kickoff a hell of a lot more exciting. Watch the XFL a couple years ago. Like at first, I'm like, man, this is weird. Very, very weird. But a lot of return yards, a lot of excitement. There's going to be players like Cordell Patterson that just got signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers that are going to make a name for themselves strictly just by this rule. So, guys, this is a fact. This is good for the NFL. This is good to keep eyes on the product longer. This is good to, expand the horizon of the special team coach. Think about some type of plays that are going to happen. Some little double reverse flea flicker BS, right? There's going to be a lot more yardage. It's going to hurt the offensive stats. So if you have a Patrick Mahomes throwing over 400 yards in a game, probably going to pick the under, right? But guys, this is really good for the NFL. This is good for players like Cordell Patterson. This is good for players like Devin Hester back in the day. So when Ray McClough went to the Atlanta Falcons from the San Francisco 49ers as a return specialist, this makes his job a hell of a lot more exciting. You can no longer just boot the ball out of the back of the end zone if you don't want to kick it to Ray or Cordell Patterson. This is good for those special teams players. This is good. This is good. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it or not? James says, crap. My head hurts just listening to you explain it. Yeah. Let's see if I can't find the graphic here. Let's go over to the Facebook page. Here it is. So, I mean, obviously I don't have the cool graphics, but basically you see the football here on the 35-yard line on the left side of your screen. That's where the kicker is going to kick it from. The other 10 players are going to start on this blue line here. The receiving team is going to start on the yellow line here, at least 9 players. And then the landing zone is from the 20 into the 10, this green zone. And obviously the end zone is the red. So it is hard to explain, but at the same, here, let me see if I can't blow it up a little bit. Like, it is hard to explain, but at the same time, it is easier to see it, right? Maybe tomorrow I will get some video footage of it and put it up from the XFL. But honestly, James, I was with you on the whole crap aspect. I got first. I was like, this is stupid. But then if you think about it, the kickoff last season was stupid, right? They would just boot it 20 yards out of the back of the end zone. like I don't know. It is what it is. But you know what it is? It's Christmas Day. Christmas Day, guys, this season is on a Wednesday. But the NFL has approved 2 Christmas Day games in 2024. Is it a fact or is it a crap? This is a good idea to have 2 Christmas Day games this season. When we look at Christmas Day games, we know right off the bat, Christmas Day has been NBA for a very, very long time. Dominated by the NBA. Last season, the NFL's like, hey, we're going to put a Christmas Day game on. it was 3 games, right? They dominated the rankings. The NBA had around 17 million people tuned in to their Christmas Day games, and guess what? The NFL had over 30 million people tuned in. Is it a factor of crap that this is a good idea? To me, this is crap. A Wednesday day game is stupid. Thursday games are stupid. If you want 30 million people to tune in and watch your product, put out a good product. Wednesday day game, I'm assuming it's probably going to be a lot like Thanksgiving, right? A 11 o'clock game and then like a 2 o'clock game, right? That is what I'm assuming. 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, a team is not going to be ready to play. No matter if they had a bye week before or not. They're not going to be ready to play. This is a very, very bad idea by the NFL. I understand you want to be in direct competition with the NBA. I understand that basically NBA season starts on Christmas Day. That is their big day. Granted, basketball starts in like early November, October, but Christmas Day is like the day for NBA basketball. This is a bad idea. But it all comes down to money at the end of the day. It's all about the dollar bills, yo. Because when you do have 30 million people watching your product, advertisers want to be on that said station. You're going to put more eyes on it. It's a double-edged. It is a double-edged sword. Because Christmas Day, we open up our presents, we have a good breakfast and hanging out with the family. About 1 o'clock, you're like, damn, I'm tired of being around my mom. I'm tired of being around my dad. It's time for me to stretch the legs. Now football comes on, like, oh, okay, hey pops, let's watch this game. The kids see it. They want to reenact what's going on the TV outside in the snow, have a good time, but it's going to be a bad product. It's going to be a bad game. Look at Thanksgiving Day when the Lions play at 11 a.m. or noon here on the East Coast. It's always a bad game. It's always flat, low energy. Players really don't want to be there. There's a reason why the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys opted to play Thanksgiving every year for the rest of their franchise's career, because at the time they were terrible teams. Nobody was watching them. NFL's like, hey, we're looking for 2 teams to be on Thanksgiving every year. The Cowboys like, I'll do it. We need more money. Lions like, I'll do it. We suck too. We need some more money. Are you going to opt for teams to be on Christmas Day now too? Like, hey, what 2 teams want to be on Christmas Day? Let's put the 2 worst possible teams up there that like we can find. Let's have the Jets versus the Giants. You guys are playing, and then you know what? Let's put some West Coast teams out there that nobody really cares about. The Cardinals. You guys are up. You are going to play the Denver Broncos. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. James doesn't like it either. He says NFL should only be on Sundays and Monday nights except the playoffs. Even in the playoffs, I think Saturday games are kind of stupid. I mean, I understand you want everybody to see the game. I understand that you want all eyes on that game. You don't want to separate the. The worst thing is the Monday night playoff game. I don't like that at all. Not one bit. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. There is still time to become a Pigskin Pundit. Today is the last day we're taking orders for the t-shirt. So if you guys want to become a Pigskin Pundit, click on the link below. We'll get your second quarter merch out to you. It is a nice little Man Hour baseball tee. I actually wore it the other day. It's got the Man Hour logo with the football on it, with the little branding on the side. It's very, very, very nice. It's a it has a polyester spandex, so it keeps the sweat off of you, right? It's basically like a loose Under Armour, what it comes down to. But join us tomorrow at 10 a.m., guys. East Coast time, same place. Be kind to everybody. ELE, everybody. Love everybody. And at the end of the day, we're all here. Love y'all. See you tomorrow.